Now that the 2020 hurricane season is pretty much over and the mercury's beginning to drop, it's time to start planning our voyage south to warmer weather and clearer water. Presently, we're at a marina in Virginia where we've spent the majority of the hurricane season. Now, we've got a 600-mile journey in front of us, which includes sailing south around Cape Hatteras. This will be our fourth time transiting the Cape. The waters off Cape Hatteras are known as the graveyard of the Atlantic, so we always give this area the respect it deserves. Getting the weather right for the voyage south around Cape Hatteras is always a little more challenging and more important than when sailing north. Notice that the Gulf Stream flows almost right up against Cape Hatteras. There's no avoiding it. There are those who try to skirt in closer to land, but when they do, they chance the perils of the ever-shifting sandbars between land and the Diamond Shoals marker. Let's take a quick look at a couple factors that contribute to the hazards of sailing around the Cape. First, let's look at two currents. The most notable current is the warm Gulf Stream. It's depicted here in what looks like a river flowing north along the eastern seaboard of the United States. As this river pumps warm water north from the Gulf of Mexico, it influences the climate from Florida to Newfoundland and even across the Atlantic Ocean to Western Europe. It's a very powerful current and one of the most prominent weather makers in the Northern Hemisphere. The other current is the cold water Labrador Current coming from the north, which collides with the Gulf Stream right there at Cape Hatteras. Now let's take a look at the importance of wind direction. Wind blowing over the water causes a surface current in the direction of the wind. The static subsurface water acts as resistance to this upper level current, thereby causing waves to form. Imagine now, instead of the subsurface water being static, that there was actually a strong countercurrent flowing. Well, this is exactly the scenario which sailors need to be cautious of when sailing around Cape Hatteras, as enormous steep waves can develop in the Gulf Stream whenever there's a strong northerly wind. My goal when traversing south around Cape Hatteras is to crank up the engine and get around the Cape when there's very little wind at all. And then I'd like to see the wind fill in behind me for some downwind sailing as we head towards St. Augustine. This is possible in the fall if you wait for the right weather window. There will be low and high pressure systems that blow from west to east over the United States that just keep blowing east out into the Atlantic Ocean. In the wake of these systems, there will usually be a 24 to 48 hour period of time off Cape Hatteras where the winds will be light and variable. I use a weather app called Predict Wind to help identify when this is going to happen and then plan my departure from the Chesapeake so that I'll be rounding Cape Hatteras during this period of calm. Obviously, from that little clip right there, we don't have a satisfactory weather window right now. Our next video will be the actual tale of our voyage south to St. Augustine, and in that video I'll provide the actual wind forecast from Predict Wind that I relied upon for our safe passage. Well, that's assuming we make it. Until then, cheers and fair winds.